Nice dance.
Okay, he's making fun of me while the intro. I was backstage dancing like this. Zach's making fun of me.
Terrible dance moves.
Terrible dance moves.
Terrible.
Okay. That actually is not a good start. We got a pretty serious topic we want to talk about here. So we got to kind of bring the room down a little bit. Let's just bring it down.
Fair enough.
All right. That's live video for you. I did not know that Zach was going to make fun of me and make me laugh. That's what it was. All right. So Zach,
you got to laugh even with serious topics, though,
you got to laugh. Well, a little bit, right? So these are things. This is something out of our control. This is important for crypto. Hence the title. You're like, what are you guys talking about? So here's what I want to talk about. I know this was my idea, Zach. I want to talk about crypto. I want to talk about the macro effect here. I think a lot of people, Zach, zoom in on just that coin, that token they own, and they have blinders on it. They don't really look at the macro landscape, and you and I talk about it all the time on our other channels. By the way, thanks for joining me on the ClearCryptos channel. We both are supporting this channel, this initiative, this project. It's insane what they're going to be doing. And if you're interested, links in the description below. Go get involved in their Discord. That's where all the launch info is, etc. Okay. So people, I think, right, Zach, they kind of have a blinder on. They just look at I own Cardano or I own Ethereum, and that's all they look at. And so what I want to talk about is I want to talk about Russia. And I want to talk about Russia in the context of their control of that nuclear facility in the Ukraine. And we're starting to see some messaging coming through mainstream media that Russia's sending signals that they may, we just may go blow this bad boy up, the nuclear facility, and cause a nuclear explosion. And that's bad. Duh. I mean, obviously. And, I got a couple more points and I'll throw it to you. I think it's bad. I'm not discounting the loss of life and all that. That's horrific, right? The impact of that, the impact of the fallout on the agriculture industry, the economic fallout just in that region, the decimation of that region will be, horrific from nuclear fallout. With all that said, that's really, really bad, but I'm going to put that aside over here for a minute because you and I want to talk about really the impact on crypto, probably the impact on stocks and all that. So I want your opinion. I'm going to shut up. Go.
Yeah. It's terrible, but these are important topics to, I think, consider as investors because they're black swan events, right? Like we saw what happened, when we got the news that Russia would invade Ukraine, right? It was a huge, massive sell-off across the board. So this would be very, very similar, I think, Austin. It would be terrible, obviously, as you kind of laid out for everybody involved in this situation. But, from an investing standpoint, you can never really fully prepare for something like this, but understanding that it's a threat, understanding that, keeping up with your current news events, which this is a big one, is important because, maybe you just don't take as much risk because of something like this, or maybe, you just kind of pause for a minute before you make, that trade that you wanted to make or whatever. Right. I mean, everybody's in a different spot, but man, it's just a shame what's happening here. And there's no doubt it's wrecked our financial markets. Just the other day, during the big meeting with J-Powell, he even said it. He said, listen, inflation's bad, but it got a lot worse when Russia decided to invade Ukraine on a global scale, not just the United States. And it really hurt commodities big time, which just, obviously drove inflation higher. It was already a problem. Now it's a bigger problem.
Well, and I think I didn't know this when I now know when Russia invaded Ukraine, we started getting all the data coming out of that Ukraine is the quote breadbasket of the world, right? And a lot of the grains and all that go into a lot of the staples of what we consume food wise are grown there. I did not know that. And
I remember that came out too. I didn't know that either before it came out.
Yeah. But that goes directly to your point, right? And so that completely disrupted that market. Russia controls a lot of the natural gas that goes into, like, for example, they said point blank that they're going to cut Germany off this fall, this winter, right? And that's it's all part and parcel of this narrative of this situation. And it is sad. It's worse than sad. It's a lot. This is a G-rated show. It's a lot worse than that. It's crazy how this is evolving. And I think I want to go back to your point that the impact, the fallout, not just if this nuclear event happens and the nuclear fallout, but it's the fallout that we've continued to see this year, the impact on stocks and crypto, inflation and logistics and supply chains. I mean, we seem to never catch a break. We had COVID first, then we had the Russia-Ukraine thing, we have inflation, all those things, and they're all intertwined. And if this happens, I think this is going to be absolutely devastating and on multiple levels. And,
100%.
we're not trying to be, by the way, the voice of doom and gloom here. We're not trying to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Our job sitting in these seats, right, Zach, is to hey, shine a light on this.
Yeah, and I think I want to end it with this. Yeah, I want to end it with this, Austin, too, because we're coming up on 6 minutes. So I think the big question people are asking then, okay, well, shoot, what can I do?
Yep.
Right? Save more, prepare for the worst, obviously hope for the best. From an investing standpoint, less risk, take less risk, put it in index funds in the stock market, or if you're in crypto, obviously Bitcoin rather than, some, crazy altcoin that's, a long shot, right? Just be mindful of taking calculated risks and quite frankly, less risk right now. And just having cash on hand and saving right now, I think is a pretty good idea given all of these, unfortunate things that are kind of looming here. I mean,
yeah. And, and to your point, dollar cost average in, if you have $1,000 and you're going, all right, I'm going to go buy $1,000 of a crypto, maybe again, risk minimization, again, not investing advice, maybe put 500, but go buy $500 of Bitcoin and keep $500 in cash, but it's savings. And then now you're in, but risk minimization, I think is really the narrative here that I really want to end with. So thanks for your time, man. I think we're gonna end on that. Sorry to maybe doom and gloom you a little bit, but hey, you need to know that this is out there. This is a thing, and that's our job, and that's part of Clear's job is to just continue to educate and illuminate and shine light. So if you're interested in ClearCryptos, links in the description below. Get involved in the Discord. That's where all the information is on the launch and all that kind of stuff. We'll see you. Have a good one.